coming down. Still looking for that beach that I
That's like
can be
your
like,
go-to.
all right, this is where we're going.
Hawaii's nice.
Hawaii is nice.
How's everyone? Welcome to another episode of Culture the Podcast.
Or the
Roman,
Joe Roman experience.
the Joe Roman experience, as some like to call it. I'd like to welcome Roman back from his little vacay.
Thank you.
A little impromptu vacay,
A
huh?
little impromptu. It wasn't really
A staycation.
vacay, yeah, a staycation.
Is that where so that's where you went? You guys went to Treasure
Yeah,
Island,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Is that over by Fashion Island?
No, I mean it's Laguna. I don't even know how to. I can't even explain.
I'm trying to think of where. But yeah, Thousand Steps for me is a beach that
So I've never really gone to the Laguna. That was my first time really at a Laguna beach, and it was all right. It was, yeah, like Pirates Cove. No, that wasn't Pirates Cove, but it was like.
I've heard of Pirates Cove. I don't know if that's here though.
Nah, because it's past Crystal Cove where we.
Yeah.
The
Crystal Cove's nice.
Yeah, I heard.
That's a nice beach.
I heard it's cool for camping. That's
over there by the Ruby Shake Shack. That's a nice place too.
Yeah. But yeah, if anybody has any cool beach recommendations,
put it in the comment section. But no, Thousand Steps to me is because it's kind of like a little cove area. It like reminds me of a lot of like some of the beaches in like Hawaii. You know what I mean? Because you have like the big bluffs with the houses right there, and then like you have like it's kind of like not super steep, but the sand gets like steep enough to where you get a little bit of that backwash. You know what I mean? So you kind of like feel
is it
that
clear water.
Oh, it's clear water. Yeah,
that's one dope thing about Laguna. Like
the water's a lot cleaner.
You could get clean
on days.
But over here you don't get no clean water.
No,
over there, pretty nice.
That's why it's like if they took the break wall down, it would be
clean it.
I mean, who knows how clean it would be? It'd probably be similar to like Huntington and shit, but it would at least like it would be a beach that you could go and like have fun.
Well, and the way Long Beach is situated, I heard the waves are just like killer.
I'm sure they would be. Yeah, I'm sure
they were before the breakwater.
Yeah,
but they said with the port and everything, it would just mess it all up.
I'm sure it plays a part, but
that's big money, man. Can't mess with those dudes.
But I don't see how it would mess the port up.
Well, I don't. Maybe like, because of the waves or something. I don't know.
But the thing is, they're still feeling the waves out there.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So the waves. True. The waves aren't being.
I mean, I don't know.
Like
I don't know what the breakwater is for.
It's for the harbor mainly. It's so you can have like boats and stuff in the harbor without having
easy like.
And it's like same thing with like Newport, where Newport has their little like harbor area where you can kind of do little like where you can keep your boats and stuff like that, and then you can kind of like maneuver around. But I don't think it helps the actual port, because I don't think the breakwater gets out that far. To where the ports are actually like traveling through.
Well, because there's like two, right? I mean, this is all like kind of pieced together from a few articles that I've read about it. But yeah, ultimately they said they did like the 10th study that said no, it would be too much money if we took it down. It would cost us too much money.
Yeah, I mean it's there clearly for a reason. And I'm wondering if because of the oil derricks that they got there, like
probably,
that whole thing. But yeah, it would be dope because it'd be nice to have a beach right here.
Back in the day, Long Beach, before Breakwater, Long Beach, we were known for, or the city was known for the surf. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't, because like you have Huntington. Huntington's a similar beach where it's just like a long stretch, and right there where the pier is.
Yeah, it was like Santa Monica, I mean, with the pike and stuff. Like it was a cool place to be.
Yeah.
Now it's just Scumsville.
You think so? I think it's dope. It's just kind of like but it's more like it's a weird vibe. It's like I don't know. It's like
definitely not Santa Monica down.
It's like a bootleg Santa Monica.
It's
you know what I mean. It's like if you don't have the money to be.
I mean, what they're doing. I mean, I assume for the Olympics and stuff, they're like, it's looking nice down there. I recently took a bike ride down there, and it was pretty cool. I was like, oh man, it's kind of neat.
By where?
The beach area right here.
Like here?
Yeah, I rode from like the 710 area down the flood control, and all along the beach.
Along the path.
Yeah, all the way to like
Seal Beach Pier.
Yeah, well, not that far. It was like the
Belmont Shore.
Past that, so
past Dog Beach.
Yeah, past Dog Beach. Okay. So that's where's that little neighborhood? What's that little neighborhood called? Where like the basketball courts are, but it's right by Rosie's Dog Beach.
Yeah,
a little further than that.
Yeah,
but that's where I rode.
Okay.
And that whole path is super nice.
Like, did you get to the inlet where like Mother's Beach and stuff is at?
No. So,
or Mother's Beach is the second one, right? Isn't that the?
It's
on the other side of Naples, right? Mother's Beach is the one over there by P Station Second. Yeah. So yeah, the other inlet. I don't know what that inlet's called, but yeah.
So there's that neighborhood, and it like kind of ends right there. So
yeah.
We rode to that and then rode back.
Cool. You and the girls?
No, me and a buddy of mine, two buddy of mine. They do it like every day.
Thanks for the invite, bro.
I was trying to see how cool it was, and it actually was kind of cool. But my ass was in my beach cruiser, and they all have like road bikes,
speed bikes. Yeah,
and I'm like,
just go. You're the guy
with
the fucking speaker going. Yeah, that's cool.
But it was really cool. Like, I didn't know you could totally access, that whole route. And it was cool because the Grand Prix was going on, and I was riding down there during it.
So one of my roommates, when we got this place here, like he was adamant about having this place because he wanted to ride his bike to work, right? Oh, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'll be able to ride my bike to work every day or every like.
How long of a ride is that?
It's pretty, like, if you go down the streets, it's not that bad, because you can just hit Redondo and just go up. But he didn't want to hit the streets because it's kind of dangerous, right? Yeah. So it's like he was gonna do the whole bike path to like the riverbed kind of thing, and it was like an hour ride.
Oh shit!
To get to the airport, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, what do you think? Like, I thought you were gonna like just go down first Redondo and then hit Redondo the whole way up, or something like simple. But like you went like the safe route. He's like, well, yeah, it's just too dangerous. So like had his like $1,000 like road bike, you know what I mean? Yeah, like the cleats and everything. And like had it all decked out. Shit sat in the garage the entire time. Nice. I was like, what the hell? I was like, hell yeah. So that's that.
Didn't think it through, maybe.
There's a few things that weren't thought through.
It's pretty badass. In that lifestyle. He still got the bike?
I think I would assume so. That's badass. I mean, my wife has a beach cruise that she wanted so bad. She wanted so bad when she was younger, and she was like early 20s. She was like, oh, I really want this beach cruiser. And I was like, why? I was like, you drive everywhere. Like, why are you gonna? She's like, well, like when I was in high school, I used to like ride my bike like everywhere. It was so much fun. Like me and my friends would just get on our bikes and we'd ride everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, but that's because you didn't have the access to a car and drive. You know what I mean? I was like, now that you drive, like you're not gonna ride. But like she wanted it. So I was like, fuck it. And then like she wanted this Paul Frank one, but the Paul Frank one she wanted it was hard to find. But then like Target came out with this like really nice I forget what the name of the fucking thing is, but this really like bright looking bike.
Huffy.
No, it was like a designer kind of like designed the bike thing. It has got like flowers and shit like all like in the paint scheme and shit. So I buy it for her for like Christmas and shit. I'm like, here you go, there's your bike. She's like, oh, this is so sweet. Cool. Fucking probably rode it once in their entire fucking time.
around the block.
Yeah, like she tried it out, like broke it in, and it's got like thin tires. So it's not like a beach cruiser. It's got thin tires, so you can like, and it's got gears and shit like that. So it's a nice little kind of like cruising bike. Like if you actually use it, you could you could get like a good workout doing it. It's got a little basket and shit and everything. I'm like, motherfucker, man. And the shit was sitting in the garage for so long. And then like we'd have to like park the cars like just carefully enough to where like it didn't hit the bike and shit. Finally, just this year, I want to say, if not last year, I fucking got the hooks and I fucking just hung it up. I'm like, fuck it, it's staying there forever. That shit's not coming down.
Do you ride bike?
No, I don't have a bike. I've never had a bike. So I would tell her, like, I got a skateboard. I'll skate while you ride.
Nice.
Like, we know hit the strand. Yeah, little shit like that. You know what I mean? Just kind of like have fun.
As a kid, did you ride bike?
As a kid, like, we had this, my brother had a GT Performer.
Oh, dude, I had a GT Performer.
What color was it?
It was like the silver.
Oh, the silver one? Yeah. So my brother had like the legit fucking powder blue GT Performer that was like the one. It was the one that was in like, I forget what, like BMX or one of the movies and shit like that. He was like, that's the one. White seat with the white grips, and like it was like legit, right? And then I was always too small to ride it, but it had like the GT Performer on the down tube. It had like this little like two extra kind of like where it broke off into the rear forks. It was this kind of like little, like almost looked like a little seat, like a little metal seat. Yeah. So I would ride it sitting on that because the seat was too high for me. So I'd sit on that, like straddle that, and then like the handlebars would be like ape hangers, and then I like ride because I was like too short to like sit on the seat. And then like if you remember like GT Performers, like the seat would go up and back so you could do tricks, like so you could like do wheelies and shit like that, like different like types of like.
I had like pegs and shit. Man, I can even do I did like bunny hops.
Like we used to like my brother actually entered in like this like school bike competition where like you had to like
rad.
Like you had to like weave through cones or like stay on the line without putting your foot down and see how far you could go, like on one, like it was like one pump, you know what I mean, or like just like weird shit like balance like tests and all this shit. Like it was like the craziest shit. I remember we had the VHS of like him like doing it, like, oh, he's competing in this thing, right? And then we used to go to like BMX competitions and shit like that, like, but not BMX like it is now. It was like the rad kind of like,
oh, hell yeah,
like where like they do all like the tricks with like the pegs and like the bike.
I really thought like, because I watched rad as a kid, and I thought like bike tournaments were like a real thing. Like I thought that was gonna be
I mean, it was like for the late 80s. It was like. There was a run. It was like Pogs. It was like there was a run where people fucked with it. Like I'm telling you, my brother, like his GT Performer was his shit. So like we moved every fucking year. Every year we moved to like a new apartment or a new place or whatever the fuck, and then we moved to Florida and everything. Everywhere we go, that fucking GT Performer had to fucking like be there, right? So we had the GT Performer, and then fucking, it was in my uncle's storage. Like, or my uncle had a storage or whatever, and he was like, hey, so we can't fucking take the GT Performer, so we're just gonna leave it in your storage. He's like, yeah, cool. And I think he lost the storage. Oh. Right? So like either that or like we don't know where the fuck the bike is. The bike fucking disappeared, right? And my brother was like going on like eBay and shit and checking out like GT Performers, because I guess there's a resurgence of it right now, right? Yeah. Bro, it was like it was either like $1,300 or like $13,000.
It's like $1,500 at least for a GT Performer. I was
like the legit.
I think my brother pawned mine because I'd have no idea where mine is, and I never like gave it away or sold it. And that thing was badass. I loved that bike.
They were legit bikes.
But yeah, the resale now, I was like, oh, I'll just get another one. It's like $1,500 at least.
Yeah.
For like
so my brother just bought a silver one, like the one that you're talking about. So he just bought one. I was like, it's cool, bro. I was like, but you're in your 40s. Yeah, bro. Are you really gonna ride it? Like, have you ridden a fucking like a stunt bike? Like, they're hard as fuck to ride. They're like the most uncomfortable shit to ride. Like the hard plastic seat. I look at them now and I'm like, how the fuck did we ride them as kids?
No, I mean, I used to take that thing everywhere though.
Yeah.
I used to go long ass distances. And But now, going down the block in my beach cruiser, I'm like, ooh, ooh, my ass.
And then like you there was that time where it was just funny because you had like the high seats back in the 80s, and then like it became like the lower the seat, where the seat was like almost like on the down tube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like you couldn't even pedal. Correct, like if you're sitting on it, you couldn't even pedal, and it was because like just got the seat out of the way so guys could like do straight tricks. And they'd ride standing all the time anyway, so it didn't matter. But yeah, that shit is funny. So yeah, my brother's got this GT Performer now in the garage, and he's just like, but he's still thinking about the powder blue one, because the powder blue was like tough to find. And he was like, man, that's the way. And I was like, dude, I love that bike. That bike was dope. But like we had like to change the wheels out, because he had like the old like 5-spoke, the white plastic 5-spoke, which is like the like original way it looked. It was like legit.
Yeah, I had like the black rim The plastic rim. They had like 3 kind of.
Yeah, you bought it when?
Probably 90, because it was before high school, so
like mid 90s.
Yeah, 94, 95 probably.
Yeah, so that was like the tail end of, because I remember. So I had my brother's GT Performer, and I would tell I was in Florida and I was like riding it around, and everybody had Mongoose. Like Mongoose was the shit, right? And I was like, no, fuck that. Like GT Performers are the shit. Like this is like there was the GT Dyno and the GT Performer, and then like if you had a Dyno was cool, but the Performer was always the one you want. But the thing is, those bikes were all like steel, so they were heavy as shit, right? Because they weren't for doing like tricks on ramps and shit like they like BMX evolved to. It was all just like street, like flat ground, kind of like almost like skateboarding when it first started, where you're like doing like these like little pirouettes and shit like that.
Did you do any tricks?
No, I never really like. I just rode around, and then
I just look cool.
Like the bunny hop, bunny hop, or like little things like that. Like
no, I had like pegs on everything. I had like every little.
Like we used the pegs just to like sit on and
just have somebody
ride the homies around. Yeah. What it turns out to,
I used it.
So it should be like me and 2 other homies like riding home from school, like, hey, what's up? See you guys later.
Yeah, like I would use it like when I wasn't riding it and like hang off to the side on the peg. I wasn't like actually using it for tricks.
It's like totally gay as shit. Me and 2 other dudes like sitting on my bike, like, see you guys later. Oh, later, bro.
Later, dudes.
Yeah, dude. And then fucking everyone would make fun of me, like, your bike's heavy as fuck, bro. Like, fuck that bike. That bike sucks. Like, you can't even do any tricks with that bike. I'm like, bro, this is the fucking bike. Fuck you. I get all mad. And then it fucking turns out, like, here we are years later, you get a Mongoose at fucking Target.
Yeah.
And GT Performers are fucking thousands on. I'm like, motherfucker. I feel like going to all my old friends, like, I fucking told you. My brother had these fucking, the pegs that he had were on the actual forks. Like, you know the ones that screw on?
Yeah,
like the round tube ones. He had actual ones that were like on the forks that would flip down and flip up.
Really?
And they were like steel, like gripped. Like,
yeah, I had the screw on.
And if you like kicked if you hit it with your shin, it fucked your whole shit up. Like it used to be the worst, because if they were down and like say like you couldn't stop in time and you like hit a wall or something like that and you go forward, like it would just catch your fucking shit and fuck your shit up. And then he had rat traps as the pedals. You remember those?
Yeah.
The rat trap
those
pedals?
Shits hurt.
Yeah, dude. And like, so I was like, this thing is all just sharp and fucked up. I was so stoked when we got like plastic pedals finally, so it wasn't like that bad.
That shit can mess up your chin.
Oh yeah, dude, all the time. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, good old days. The good old days of GT Performers.
Early 90s.
You know, bro, I saw this. Ashley actually brought it up to me. She's like, oh my God. She's like, did you see that? It's like a TikTok or like a reel where they did 2000s Day at.
Oh, I seen
at a high school. Like high schools are doing 2000s, like throwback 2000s.
I seen one dude like in like looking like Nelly.
Like Nelly, right? Yeah. Where he's all like, and he had like this like aluminum foil like necklace that he made and shit like that. And I was like, damn. And then I saw this other like quote where it was like 1990 to kids in school today is the equivalent of the 70s when you were in high school.
Oh shit.
And I was like, motherfucker, bro. That shit broke my heart. I was like, God damn. Like, that's wild, right? It's wild to think that shit, because you think of like 2000s, it's all just in the
how you thought of people in the 70s or that time frame.
I wonder if that's I wonder if that's what they think. You know what I mean? If they think of someone like, oh shit, you're like from like
the 90s?
In the 1990s, like you were around, like you knew what was going on, kind of shit. Or if it's just kind of like, oh, the 90s weren't that long ago. Like,
in my head, that's how I'm thinking it. But
I think of it as like when I was in high school, like late 90s, early 2000s, how I thought of the 80s. That's how I see it.
Yeah, well, totally, because it's like that era right before you were born.
It seems like a completely different, like, it seems like the same generation still.
Yeah, that's probably definitely what they're thinking, because it's like they weren't alive during that time. So it's just like, oh man, dang, that was, before me. So it's got to be like, they have no recollection.
It'd be interesting, dude. It'd be interesting to bring someone in and be like when you think of 1990, like what do you think? You think it was like a long ass time ago, or do you think it's like?
I would
not that long ago.
That's us saying it's not that long ago.
No, yeah, I know.
You're from it.
But like I'm telling you, when I was in high school, it was so 2000s, we'll say. I look back and like I admired shit from the 80s. You know what I mean? Like hip hop from the 80s and shit like that. So it's like, but it was kind of like a old school thing.
But like when were you born?
I was born in 83.
Okay. So you have somewhat of
I remember the 80s.
I
remember the 80s, yeah.
So you can piece together. I mean, obviously the 90s are, you know,
those were the years where I remember like enjoying my life.
But I mean, you were older, so you probably have a lot more memories. Like for me, the 80s is kind of like piece together. I mean, not like sparingly, but just not as vivid and I don't remember as much as the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have recollection. Like the 70s, I mean, I wasn't born in the 70s, so it's just like, dang, what was that like? Everything just kind of really pieced together from videos and.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering. Because to me, the 70s was like a whole nother realm. You know what I mean? It was like a whole nother world. It was like shit was like crazy, you know, like wars and shit like that, the Cold War and all that stuff, and like it was just kind of like what the fuck, like it seemed like there was a lot we were coming out of, like Vietnam and the Korean War and all that shit. Like it was like all like tail end, like hippies and like that's what I think, and then like disco starting up and all that shit. Like I think of all that, and it's like.
We need your dad back on, man.
Right? Like to me that was like that. Exactly. To me that was like my dad's like childhood.
Yeah.
But the 80s to me was kind of like like I feel like to my son the 90s is gonna seem like fucking the 90s, like Jesus Christ, because it was like that's what my dad was. But like when I see kids that are in high school right now, I don't really see them as like my kid. You know, I see them as just like my little brother or like my little cousin type of thing.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't see them as thinking like, I mean, shit, my little sister, my second to last sister is in high school now.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? So for her, like, I know they think of it like, I know she thinks of a lot of like shit like from the 90s as kind of like a retro kind of thing, but I don't think she thinks of it as like, like we thought of bell bottoms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like,
I don't know.
Like it'd be wild, you know what I mean? Or like the Beatles. Like me listening to the Beatles was like I'm listening to like classic, like rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not thinking of like Whitesnake and Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses should like they were just like a cool band that like.
I'm curious to.
It'd be a trip, right?
Yeah.
To
hear somebody out.
Actually, you know what? My godson keeps saying like, hey, like I want to be on the podcast. This would be a good topic to talk to him about. But then again, he's also in like his own little culture too. Like it's a different kind of genre as well. Like what he'd be into as opposed to like, I think like kids that grew up like in Long Beach or the South Bay or like different places like that. That's another thing is like little cultural differences in like the cities you grew up in. You know, I wonder how. Like, I wonder if they think of Sublime and Rome. I mean, Sublime. If they think of Sublime as like the Beatles.
No, hell no.
Not as far as the clout, but like oh man, that's an old or like.
I mean,
Fleetwood
it's kind
Mac.
of weird. It's kind of weird to just. I mean, yeah, I guess Fleetwood Mac was so.
You know, like a popular. Yeah.
In
you know
the
what I
90s,
mean?
just. I don't know.
Or like the Doors. You know, where like the lead singer dies, like, but the Doors are
the Doors with Rome.
The Doors with Rome. That'd be sick. Oh yeah, you should make a band. The Doors with Rome. Fucking crazy. Nah, dude, it's wild to like. Yeah, it really hurt my heart when I saw that shit. I was like, God damn it, like, it is equivalent.
Shit, man, I just had a 40th birthday, so I was like, damn, kind of old. I mean, 40. I was seeing people that were 40. I was like, damn, that was kind of old. That's 40.
I wouldn't think of them as like old, but I'd think of them as like adults, like they have everything figured out. Yeah, like it's crazy to sit there and think that like the shit that I think of now, like how little I have figured out compared to what I thought my parents had figured out. And now, as I get to this age, I realize, oh shit, my parents didn't have it figured out either. Like, holy shit, you know, and like my dad, I still look at him like, you still haven't figured it out, dude. I was like, you're in your fucking 60s and you still like, wow, this is weird.
I think that's like everybody though. I mean, everybody's.
Yeah, it's just weird levels of like maturity, and then you just realize like fuck, man, like I really like looked up to this person thinking that they had it all figured out.
Oh, that's like the parent thing, right?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden,
little did I know,
I was like, oh, you guys were fucking up.
They were winging it.
Yeah, like you guys had zero guidance. Like, what the fuck is going on? All right, we're gonna try to return if we have the time. I don't know if we have the time, but we'll see. Maybe there's a part 2. Maybe there's not. We'll see. All right,
I think we do.
And I'm in down.